news and severe weather coverage. This is Fox 11 News at 5.
It's surreal. It's sort of like a dream right now. I think it's going to be a pretty emotional time for me when I see that first plane back out and I see our passengers on it.
Mike Heisman says his brainchild.
Well, we're talking about the company MetJet, and there was some frustration a few months ago when customers earlier this year found out that the De Pere-based airline had canceled the first 4 months of flight. But as we're about to hear, the company says it's ready for takeoff, and that takeoff is going to begin this weekend.
Finally, the charter airline detailed its flight plans this afternoon, and Fox 11's Kelly Schlicht was there and has our balance coverage.
It's a little surreal. It's sort of like a dream right now. I think it's going to be a pretty emotional time for me when I see that first plane back out and I see our passengers on it.
Mike Heisman says his brainchild MetJet Airlines is ready to fire up the engines this weekend. He says nonstop flights to Orlando, the most popular destination for travelers from Austin Straubel Airport, has been 10 years in the making.
And we're in full implementation mode and it's going well.
Local leaders hailed the De Pere-based startup on Friday. However, MetJet has had a turbulent route to success.
Our credit card processor, because they decided they didn't want to do airline tickets anymore, pulled out and gave us 10 days notice. We made a conscious decision to cancel the initial flights, push them back to October.
MetJet says it's guaranteeing that its flights will be ready to go. However, some people who had their flights canceled a few months ago say they won't be flying this airline again.
Personally, I would think twice before using them just because they are a newer company. And
Katina Wade told us in April her flights to Florida in July had been canceled by MetJet. Today over the phone, she told Fox 11 that cancellation cost her family.
I had to scramble and find a new flight to get us there, and we ended up paying more than what we had anticipated.
Heisman says more than 65% of people who had their flights canceled this spring have booked with MetJet again.
We're financially strong. We're already talking about expansion cities.
Heisman says MetJet would also like to offer service to Miami, Washington, D.C., Denver, and Cancun. In Ashwaubenon, Kelly Schlicht, Fox 11 News.
The first once-a-week MetJet flight is scheduled to take off early Sunday morning for Orlando. We fact-checked some flights and found sometimes MetJet was cheaper, sometimes the major airlines on a Sunday-to-Sunday trip were cheaper. Weekly service to Fort Myers starts Wednesday afternoon.